Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Seema Haider. Who is she? Well, we did a show in Hindi a couple of days ago and it has already reached close to 400,000 views. And we thought it is only fair that our English audience, English speaking, English understanding audience also understand the deep rooted plot that is Seema Haider. Are there more Seema Haiders in the offing? Are we going to get more surprises? All this and more with Sumit Peer. Sumit ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Sri sir, namaskar, vanakkam, pranam and sadhuva. Thank you very much for the invitation. Always a pleasure to meet you and all our brothers and sisters through this channel. Thanks for the kind words. And I would, I would request all our friends and our brothers and sisters to kindly send in your questions, because at the end, we are going to take as many questions as possible so that you all have a question and we'll try to answer as many as we can. And as usual, like, subscribe it. And towards the end, Sri sir, I am going to give some sensational revelations which have come super latest about this whole fiasco which has been getting the country crazy. I think it's one of the biggest talking points of the country, and people should be concerned because it is affecting your and my life. Over to you, sir.
Yes, indeed. And viewers, please like this video, and that will help a long way in making that message go across. These are new ways in which the death by 1,000 cuts policy that Pakistan has adopted since 𝙒𝙬𝙤𝙦, and they just keep merrily planning away. Nothing seems to stop them. So this one is going to be mind-blowing, because if you listen to Sumit ji, how this whole thing started, PUBG game, that too during COVID days, early COVID days, before PUBG was itself banned. Then if PUBG was banned, how did the hero and the heroine stay in touch? All this stuff and more. Over to you, Sumit ji.
Sir, let's do the Sri Ganesha. Now, what we see here, Sri sir, and what we have been talking on PGurus, is that, look, honey trapping is an expected or accepted statecraft and art of ISI. When you are desperate, you do two things. One, you use female power, and then you use 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙀𝘀. 𝙒𝙧𝙀𝘀 is when you're lying for 32-3, you're trying to be my friend, you're trying to be my good buddy, and you want to stab me in the back. That is 𝙒𝙧𝙀𝙀, to put it in a capsule. And woman power and using the females to do the honey trapping along with 𝙒𝙧𝙀𝙀 is a powerful combination. Why so? Because it costs you nothing. It doesn't cost you any money, right? It's hardly anything. It's just bits and bytes over internet. You can revolutionize and do whatever you want to do and try to destabilize the country. I have been clearly warning you on PGurus. Look, it is not high profile people. It's not only, some great guys who are on risk. Common people, common men and women of this country are also at risk, because we are all on the target of ISI. When I used to talk about it, people at times used to laugh it away and say, "Arey, what are you talking about here? Why should anybody target us?" Now, incidentally, I did with Sri sir a program in Hindi on honey trapping, and it was just a few days after this Seema Haider kissa or the episode revealed itself. Now, today what I'm going to do is we're going to take you systematically through the things what happened. I'm going to raise a lot of questions because that was the public demand that we should do this episode in English also. And towards the end, we'll leave the best for the last, the sensational revelations I'm going to make, which would further solidify what we have been trying to say. Point number one, or the question number one. The story which is out there is that Seema Haider, so-called Seema Haider, I don't know even what her name is a mother of 4 kids. As per her date of birth, she is 23 and she has 4 kids. And she was playing PUBG. Usually PUBG is a game of teenagers. It's a very boy or a man-oriented game. I have hardly seen a female with 4 kids playing this PUBG. Now, incidentally, if you have 4 kids with 23, you must have got married by 14, 15. Right? That is what the numbers talk about. Now, this amma or mother of 4 kids is playing PUBG. And in PUBG, she finds a guy. His name is Sachin. He lives in Greater Noida, or the Noida area. He finds him and they become friends and they start talking. So first of all, how many women with 4 kids are playing PUBG? With due respect to women, I'm not trying to,
Just to avoid confusion, we'll call our hero Noida Sachin, so that Sachin doesn't feel bad. Go ahead.
No, we are more worried about, if our bhabhi, Sachin's wife, hears about it, then we are all going to have it. So I'm not taking the risk. So we left it to Sachin. This Noida Sachin now gets kind of, gets into the PUBG. Now, instantly PUBG gets banned in India, right? And Chinese apps and all that. Still, the love story continues. Then after 2.5 years, what happens? It is in the COVID time, so we had a lockdown. Now Noida Sachin decides to meet Seema. And what do? She decides to come to Kathmandu. Now, this mother of four lives her kids with some uncle, aunt, fufa, chachi, mosi. And she says, I have to go to Kathmandu for a week to meet somebody, which is highly unlike in a Pakistan society. Now, she claims that she is from a small village in a province, but she has a passport. And she has money to fly to Kathmandu. She arranges her ticket. She arranges her logistics. She is able to keep her kids aware. And she gives a slip to ISI. Why? Because when you are approaching Indian embassy and when you are approaching Nepal embassy, because they are Hindu countries, ISI will want to know who is going there. They will keep all your name, address, all naam pata with them. That is a standard SOP in Pakistan. So nobody doubts her. She takes a flight to Kathmandu. She meets Noida Sachin. And then they decide to marry. She says, I will convert to Hinduism. And I want to marry you. And then they have some small honeymoon or whatever. That's none of our business. There's a person affair. We don't want to get into it. And eventually they stay for a week or so or 10 days. Then the Seema Haider decides to go back to Pakistan and the Sachin comes to India. Noida Sachin. Now, so far you might feel like it's a Veer Zara story with a Shah Rukh Khan, Preeti Zinta. Oh, it's much more than that. Let me reveal things. You will really forget Shah Rukh Khan and Preeti Zinta. Now she comes back. Now she says, I have married a Hindu, I have converted into Hinduism, and now I want to go back to Pakistan. Why do I want to go back to Pakistan? I want to get all my 4 kids out of Pakistan. Interesting. Now 4 kids do not have a passport. So she goes and gets the passport made for 4 kids. Again, usually when you get a passport made, your father or mother in some countries both have to sign. And even if you want the minor kids to move out of the country, in some countries father and mother have to give a consent. Because it might be a case of divorce, you might be trying to, take children out of the country or something it might be there. So instantly we have come to know that the father of the kids, alleged father of the kids, lives somewhere in Saudi Arabia. If the father is in Saudi Arabia, how are the kids happening in Pakistan? Anyway, that's a mystery which we'll come to know. Eventually, I don't even know the kids who belong to the lady. I would strongly recommend that DNA test to be done first on these kids so that we can ascertain the kids are really belong to Seema or they are not the kids of Seema. Because that's the first logical step to do. Now this Seema gets the passports done. Again, when you do a passport, the local intelligence unit, the police and all other will come, will check as you do in India. In Pakistan, the checks and balances are much higher because, they have a lot of terrorism, a lot of money laundering, a lot of arms smuggling, cocaine, everything happens in that country. So they are more stringent on this. So nobody doubts why a mother of 4 needs a passport for 4 kids. Okay, you get the passport. Then the lady needs money. Where do you get the money? Then the lady claims, I have sold a house or land which belonged to me. The question here is, how many ladies in Pakistan have title to the land? And if you go for as per Shariat Qanun or Shariat law, if the husband dies, woman gets 1/8 of the property. And if it's between a boy and girl, 2 girls will get whatever one boy will get. So even this girl is married, this has kids, and she has a property in her name. So she sells the property. First, there's a lot of question marks around that. She sells the property, puts the money in the bank. When she puts the money in the bank, then she goes again. This time she's more smarter. She says, if I go to Kathmandu, there'll be a lot of questions asked. So let me go to Dubai. So she takes a flight to Dubai. Now, it might look so simple. Okay, Dubai gaye, take a flight. No. First of all, you have to apply for a visa to Dubai. So when you apply for a visa to Dubai, they will ask your income documents, they will answer purpose of visit, they will ask who will finance your trip, how will you pay the money, why do you want to visit, how many countries have you visited for? All the people who have done international traveling, there's a bunch of documents and bunch of questions asked. And this girl doesn't have an income source. Now the money in the bank is in Pakistan rupiah. Now if I need to go to Dubai, I don't have a MasterCard, I don't have credit card because I'm from a small town village. So I have to convert money into dirhams. How did and who did convert the money into dirhams? Logically, you need to convert the money into dirhams. So the money gets converted into dirhams. Again, the girl is so smart, she can do it. Good. I'm being sarcastic here. Then, eventually, when she goes for the visa, nobody asks her a question that your husband is in Saudi Arabia, allegedly. Now, if you want to, you should be going to Saudi Arabia. What are you going to Dubai with your 4 kids for?
It's an
Again,
easier story, right? I'm going there to join my husband. It's an easier story. Go
correct.
ahead.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
so now the ISI, the Pakistan intelligence, nobody is bothered because it can be a case of human trafficking. It can be a case of child trafficking. Trafficking can be worse than that. Now the lady manages all the logistics, and incidentally, no chacha, mama, khala, bua, and relatives ask her about where are you going with the kids. You're not meeting the husband. Where are you going? Nobody asks her what happened to the money. The husband is in Saudi Arabia and she sells the property of the husband here, which is again a question mark. And she converts the money also. Then she manages to get the visa, does all the paperwork with all the 4 kids on freshly made passports. Remember, all the passports are freshly made. And the age of the kids is such thing they don't know any who is their papa, mama. They're toddlers. Now she lands into Dubai. So when she lands into Dubai, she knows how to book a hotel. She knows how to manage a cab. She knows how to give them cash. She has dirhams ready. She has a place to stay, place to live. Everything is planned and amicable. This lady is brilliant, I must say. So when she lands in Dubai, then from Dubai, she stays there for a couple of weeks and she's paying all her expenses. Now from Dubai, the lady decides, okay, now let me go to Kathmandu. So she didn't want to take a direct route from Pakistan to Kathmandu. She took a route to Dubai. Now again in Dubai, nobody is tracking her. And in the meanwhile, while she's in Dubai, she doesn't reach the husband. Neither the husband, neither the kahala, bua, chacha, mama, nobody is bothered. Ki bhai gayi kahan? Where has she disappeared with the kids? Nobody seems to be bothered. It's okay. Now in Dubai, she finds the Kathmandu consulate. Again, she arranges all the papers. She arranges the reason. She shows the cash. Now she has to again convert the money into Nepali rupiah, possibly, or a US dollar somewhere. Again, from dirham, the dollar conversion happens. Who did it? Again, the paperwork, address, purpose, visit, kids, everything she manages. She takes cabs, she runs hotels, she does everything on her own. Very smart, right? So she lands up in Kathmandu with the 4 kids. Noida Sachin meets her in Kathmandu, right? Meets her in Kathmandu. And when the Noida Sachin meets her in Kathmandu, then after some here and there, whatever, that's their personal life. I don't want to comment on that. The lady takes a bus from Pokhara. Pokhara is a place, it's a very beautiful Buddhist destination in Pokhara. Takes a bus to UP. Now, instantly, when you take a bus from, or a train or plane, whatever you want to take, from Nepal to India, you must have 2 documents. Either it's an Aadhar card or it's a passport. I have been to Nepal maybe 20, 30 times. I know how it works. And for 15 years, I've been going almost every quarter because of my work. Now, when you go to Nepal, it's not you can walk into Nepal. It's not your grandfather's garden. You can walk and come out. There are stringent things in place. Unless and until you want to jump a fence or you want to go beyond a mountain and all that, then your agenda is nefarious. Now, incidentally, somebody by magic, by trick, or by the grace of God, by the gili, or 𝗣𝙗𝘱 Sarkar's hat where he used to pull a rabbit from that, gets her 5 Aadhar cards. Because on a Pakistani passport, you cannot travel to India. Nepalese will not let you travel, and even Indian immigration will stop you. So you managed to get 5 Aadhar cards for Seema and for 4 kids. How did the Aadhar cards happen? Who managed it? You manage the currency. And by that time, they have Hindu names. So that the radar signature is minimal. So the kids also have Hindu name. When somebody asks them, they say they are a Hindu name. And instantly, by this time, we discover Seema has great linguistic skills on Hindi. When asked, how do you know Hindi? She says, I watch a lot of Bollywood movies. So if I watch a Tamil movies, if I watch Telugu or Malayalam movies, or if I watch Afghanistan movies, then I should get all the languages by that matter. So by this time, I should be speaking at least 26 languages. But unfortunately, I'm not there. I'm dumb because she's too smart. And in the meanwhile, she lands in India. In India, Sachin Bhaiya and they go to their, Noida wala Sachin, to be on the precise, they go to their house and the relatives and all come greet her, everything happens. Now, after 50 days living under the radar, suddenly Sachin decides to register the marriage. He goes and sees an advocate. When the advocate gets suspicious of Sachin spills the beans, Noida Sachin, I am here to be clear here. Noida Sachin spills the beans, and incidentally what happens is our lawyer friend who's patriot alerts the Noida police. Now, compliments to Noida police who have acted very fast because they are under Yogi ji, and compliments to the administration of Yogi Adityanath. If it was a Samajwadi Party Sarkar, nothing would have happened. Trust me, I know the place. Nothing would have happened here. So UP police immediately gets into action, and then in the meanwhile she gets a bail and all. There are a couple of things. So far you have seen how the sequence of things have happened. First thing, she has been using a phone in Pakistan. That phone is not to be seen. She has been using phones in Dubai, in Kathmandu second trip. Those phones are not to be seen. All the chat with Sachin is wiped out from WhatsApp. There's no backup to WhatsApp. She incidentally even knows how to use a laptop. And that laptop is not with her. It's not to be found. When you go somewhere, do you dump your laptop and come back? No, you don't. You keep your laptop with you. Laptop is also dumped.
All this is Sindh ki beti.
Correct. Laptop is also dumped. No, not only that. She speaks fluent Hindi. She also is quite okay and good with English.
अरे यार एक बहुत ही आसान चीज कर सकते थे ना. Why don't you ask her to write in Hindi? आपका नाम ही है हिंदी में.
नहीं वो बोल रही है ना sir. She is telling that I have learned Hindi from Bollywood movies. And third thing which is very baffling.
सुमित जी, बॉलीवुड में कहाँ से हिंदी होती है? बॉलीवुड तो उर्दू है. हिंदी और उर्दू कंबाइंड है वो. हिंदी कहाँ बात की जाती है? हम हिंदी बात करते हैं.
Correct.
यहाँ तक हो सके. Yeah, please continue.
Now, with all this happening, now the 4 phones used are missing. The laptop is missing. She knows how to use internet. She knows how to do chat from secure sites. She knows what is encryption. She knows how to log into internet. She knows everything. Yet she claims I'm not padhi likhi. I'm illiterate. I'm from a small town bacha. I don't know anything. Now, when she reaches India, then when the media questions her, she can look into the camera and face the media. Now, imagine a small town girl can look into the cameras of a national TV and talk. And she also tells her husband to keep quiet. I say, keep quiet. She knows when to stop the husband, right? So-called husband.
Oh, you're talking about Noida Sachin. Yeah,
Noida Sachin, of course. So now Noida Sachin is not talking, only the lady is talking. So with all these things happening, which raises the suspicion. Now, things do not end up here. As per social media buzz, brother works for Pakistan Army. Brother works for Pakistan Army. Second thing which is important, that was the revelation we did in the last chat, our last hangout. After that, what we know, there's one more thing which is very baffling here. Brother works for Pakistan Army, we know that. Now, when for 50 days, Pakistan Police, Pakistan Army, Chacha, Khala, Bua, Mama, Bachcho ke Papa, also in Saudi Arabia, nobody is stressing this girl. Human rights wala, nobody is stressing this girl. Now, what suddenly happens, Sri sir, when the things hit the fan, when shit hits the fan, suddenly the papa of the bachas, of the kids, wakes up. Where is my wife? Modi ji, return my wife. Do this, do that. The drama starts. Parallelly, human rights guys start coming. Oh, if she goes back to Pakistan, she'll be slaughtered. Her kids will be killed. And third, that is the human rights wala. So by the time she's caught, everybody's silent. When the shit hits the fan, so first is the bachcho ka papa. Second is the human rights lobby, which talks about, oh, the girl will get killed, the kids would get slaughtered. How can you? It's so inhuman. Then the third brigade comes. Usually the people who do award GovTs and all this brigade. Bharat ki bahu. Kids are Indian. They are calling Sachin, Noida Sachin Papa. So how can you send them back? This will be inhuman. This is not what is our culture about. So we are letting an enemy to come in because our culture doesn't allow us to send back. Not only that. Then the best intellectual cover fire started coming from Pakistani YouTubers. I have seen them questioning, is when somebody comes in your neighborhood, do your people ask about the person? They are trying to suss out, do we get suspicious or not? Or what about the human rights? What if she's sent back, she'll be killed in Pakistan? Intellectual cover fire. And I've been telling you, these Pakistani YouTubers have been doing a lot of programs where they're getting hold of these, our normal, gullible citizens of India and trying to tell them, show me your temple, show me your school, show me your village, show me your mosque. Why mosque? They're asking questions about mosque. Do you have a mosque in village? If you say yes, is the minority community there or not? Then the question will be, how many mosques you have in village? Let's say you have 2 or 3. Then you will know there's a sizable community. Right? How far is your this? How far is your mandir? So why are they suddenly interested in videography of our villages? Why are these Pakistani girls calling our gullible Indians and, promising them fame and all that? Oh, why don't you come on my channel and all that? Why are they showing videography of our areas and especially which are bordering areas? or areas where the minority community population is more. I have been raising this alarm, she said, time and again, and getting people warned up. Bhai, this can be, this can be dangerous. Okay, what is happening here? So, this is what I've been trying to tell the people. Now, incidentally, the all out of 10, the 8 women, out of the 10 YouTubers in Pakistan, why are 8 women? Why are 8 very young and attractive women which I use for this? I will reveal that in the last part. What is really happening? Kya ho raha hai? What is really happening? Why are they getting interested in our gali kochas, molas? Why are they getting interested in our border areas? Why are they taking the things where they should not have been gone? This is what is incidentally happening here. When I was telling people that you and me can be target, people did not believe me. This is what happened with Sachin, and the girl managed to be below the radar for 50 days. It's only that lawyer friend and our police and our administration which swung into the action. Else things could have gone really bad. She could have never been detected. Remember, there was a girl who tried to kind of do this thing, and she also fought a Panchayati Raj election. It was only after her nomination somebody identified. There was one more revelation which happened today. There was somebody who infiltrated from Kashmir, and he was supposedly working in a hospital in Delhi as a ward boy. We have seen things happen in Ghaziabad. We have seen things happen in Gujarat. We have seen things happen in Haryana. We have things happen in Amritsar, a lot of such cases. We have seen things happening in and around this region. Now, there's one more thing I want to tell you. Why Noida? In Noida or Greater Noida, we have a very important and a strategic airport nearby that is called Jewar Airport. It's a very high-profile strategic airport, 4th biggest airport in the world and carbon neutral. $1 billion investment there. And 10-15 kilometers away from Noida, we have Hindon Air Base. Hindon is one of top 5 strategic air bases of India. A lot of equipment, which I can't name because I don't know. Even if I know, I can't tell, are placed. A lot of strategic assets are placed there. And with these sites, we have already seen the espionage and things like that happening. Now, coming with the 4 kids, brother in Pakistan Army and all, we know all that. And remaining below the radar for such a long time. Now, the question is there only one Seema or there are more of Seemas who have infiltrated? What is happening? Why is happening? Why the phones are destroyed? Who gave her the Aadhar cards? Who managed the travel? Why Sachin? And all these YouTubers and all have started giving the cover fire. Not only that. Then the 4th element comes into picture. 2 more elements. One is a Pakistani Jihadis. Sachinji, if you can show that video, maybe 1-minute video, these Jihadis of Pakistan, terrorists with guns, have started threatening us and telling us that we'll take revenge on Hindu girls and Hindu families of Pakistan. So our Hindu brothers and sisters of Pakistan will be targeted. And this Mitthu, the person who runs the conversion factory in Pakistan, is also threatening us that he will convert more Hindus, more Hindu girls. So how is this Pakistani, how is the Bachcho Ka Papa, Pakistani media, YouTubers, Jihadis, right, and Mitthu and Pakistani government all getting activated at the same time, all trying to give cover fire, and some human right activists, human right defenders, human right patrons here are getting activated. Oh, she can be killed. And then another gang gets activated. Oh, Bharat ki beti, Bharat ki bahu. All those things. So are we letting that if a spy sneaks into India, we are okay to let him enter the India because it's Bharat ki beti, Bharat ki bahu? What the heck is happening in our country? What is happening? So is targeting and honey trapping reaching to this stage? What has Mitthu got to do with it? What is the Jihadi? Watch this video. We'll only play for a minute because it's a very not a problem.
दिल्ली में गया, ये बात समझ लो. तुमने हमारा लड़की औरत वापस नहीं किया. जिलो, जेकाबाद, कश्मीर, रतोदेरो, जहाँ जहाँ तुम्हारा हिंदू गैर मजहब हाथ आ गया, उसका गांड फाड़.
I mean, it goes absurd. Right? Thanks, Sachinji, for stopping it because they're using all the abusive language. My question is, up to 50 days before the shit had hit the fan, why everybody was silent? So when it is known, so is it like you inserted a mole, you planted her into the civil society? When you were expecting her to do the job, when she got caught, then suddenly the international cabal from all angles is trying to defend and trying to, get it down. Is it that what is happening? Why everybody got activated? Why people were not talking before? And tell me, for the sake of God, if a woman with 4 kids is missing, any of our relatives, any of our neighborhood, somebody will look for her. Somebody will try where to find. They will ask Dubai, where did she go? In Dubai, she would know Dubai airport has cameras. They have records. They have immigration records. They will exactly know where you. What is no sensible Hindu will accept 4 kids of the family will. Okay, I'm coming to that. Now, if they will go there, the Dubai immigration can tell you she took a flight to Kathmandu. You could have got in touch with Nepal. Bhai, is there somebody has a girl with 4 kids arrived? There will be immigration record. There will be cameras. There will be CCTV. Will know she has arrived. So why nobody is interested in tracking her? Why suddenly people have started tracking her? These are the things which is baffling my imagination. These are the things which need to be answered. These are the things which are raising a serious question mark. How did the Aadhar card spend? Who did the currency swap? Why did she delete the chat? Where are the 4 phones? Where is the laptop? How has she infiltrated the family? How did she keep under the radar? And why this intellectual cover fire is coming from out of India, within India, and internationally as well. And suddenly all the players are cropping up like a screenplay wherein everybody is happening this. I call it, my terminology to it is lipstick nail polish jihad. Because if you look at these Pakistani YouTubers, they come wearing lipstick and hello, ham Bharat se dosti kar lo and all the crap. So, this is a combination of lipstick nail polish jihad and 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙀𝘀𝑒𝑎. Lipstick nail polish is the female power. 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝑀 is when you lie from all 32 teeth. Now you are trying to capture India. You are trying to get things out of India. You are trying to be partners with India. Now you are using these girls even to infiltrate India. Sir, you want to say something? I saw your finger moving.
Yeah. A couple of things. One is, so this guy who's threatening, what does he want India to do? To keep her here, or he will send her back to Pakistan?
No, he's using this as an excuse that I will do more Hindu convergence. He has already done thousands of Hindu convergence. And let me tell you about Mia Mitthu. He's somewhere in Sindh. I forget the name of the place. He has done thousands of convergence. Today, he is protected by commandos of Pakistan police. Around 50 commandos protect him. Thousands of FIRs are pending against him. He runs a convergent factory, which Imran Khan Niazi says. But after he came to the power, he meant to meet Mia Mitthu and say he's a great academician and a religious leader. Even he has links with Bajpai, he has links with Pakistan Army, ISI, everybody. He runs a convergent factory in Pakistan. He has thousands of FIRs pending against him, yet he is protected by Pakistan commandos. And once he converts somebody, nobody can convert her back. He is a, मैं क्या बोलूं, हिंदी में बोलता हूं, he's a leech. He is a leech. अब English में मैं बोलना नहीं चाहता. I want to still maintain the dignity of this. He's a shithead if I use the American. He's a scumbag if I use the American slang. That is what this person is. So the jihadis, these scumbags and these lipstick nail polish jihad brigade all have started coming. Human rights, Cabal, everybody has started to coming in the corporate. Yes, Shri sir.
So sorry, I have a follow-up question on Mia Mitthu. I heard a rumor that he's these days moving about in a burqa, having seen all the other people getting bumped off by Ra ki sajish.
Ra ki sajish. Nahi, iska bhi time aayega. He will also meet the others, and we will arrange the meeting very soon. By the grace of God, everybody has to leave Earth one day, na? So we don't know who will leave one. But these duracharis and dushts, their life is a bit shortened at times. It is the karma which catches up. It's all Mahakali ki ichha. We don't do anything. Things happen. They just go evaporate one day. Sir, yeah, you want to say something?
One last request. Viewers, we are only having 1/4 of you liking this program. It does help the virality of the engine. We are very grateful to you for the support you gave us for the Hindi program. But this is a slightly different audience. Sumit is covering a totally different canvas on which these people are operating. First of all, a plot with so many holes, was it deliberate? Is the question that ISI probably needs to answer. Nadeem Mia, itne holes. I mean, Bollywood, even Bollywood, the worst Bollywood movie doesn't have so many holes. How did you create a story with so many holes? That also please answer, Sumitji.
Sir, basically the story was to infiltrate a woman with 4 kids, give her the intellectual cover fire, give her the fire, and it's only when shit hit the fan, the holes started coming up. You see, when she came, without any helps or assistance, she could not have come. Why Nepal? Nepal was used because Nepal still has an active route of ISI. You remember IC814, Rupan Katyal was killed. A lot of things have been blocked by there now, by India. But still there are some routes which are available. Why not from Chennai? Why not from any other route? Why first Dubai, Kathmandu in a bus to UP and UP to Greater Noida? Now, this is what has happened. Only when the things started hitting the fan, the stories started coming. The stories would have never come. I want you to be aware of this lipstick nail polish jihad. I have been warning you so many times. It's a dangerous cocktail. Lipstick nail polish jihad with al-taqiya. You combine it, it's a dangerous cocktail. That's why I appealed last time, such people should, none of us should go to these platforms. None of us should watch these platforms. We should not give these people platform in mainstream media or in digital media, because they are all there for al-taqiya. They're all to siphon out our money and our wealth and implant people. Now, we are at 30 minutes. I have 5-10 minutes more to go before we take questions. I would encourage you to send as many questions. I know you have all of them. I'm ready to I'll be willing to answer maximum of them. Now, Sri sir, let's come to the most interesting part. What is new? What are the new revelations? What has come to the table? I'm going to give you today 4 or 5 new scoops which have emerged from last time to this time. And I'm revealing them on the PGurus channel only for the first time. So it's very important, people, you please make this video viral and make sure it reaches everybody, because all of our interests are interested here. First thing you must know is in ISI, there are 4 or 5 operating units now. 5. The first is JIX. What is JIX? Joint Intelligence Unit number X. What does JIX do? JIX is headed by a brigadier. Now, this brigadier keeps a watch on high-profile targets in Indian Army, in Indian Defense Establishment, and various other establishments. A list of such targets is periodically. I'm serious here. You have to really, kind of get your hearts and minds together. What I'm going to reveal to you. Now, they are got together, and these lists are passed to, I'll tell you in a short while, to whom. So this is the list. So there is a brigadier level person who targets whom to trap, especially in army, government, and our defense and all. Remember the DRDO scientist, he was approached by this ladki in the name of some Palki Sharma or something. And she said, I'm a research scholar from Punjab University, I need your help. That is how they start approaching you. If I'm a media person, they say, I'm a journalist, I want to interview. Right? This is how I want to be. Or they will approach, she said, I want to be in your channel. This is how they approach people. So first a JIX does a list. Now after that, there is one thing called, Joint Intelligence North. Joint Intelligence North is, there are 2 brigadiers heading it, one for Kashmir, one for Punjab. Their job is to identify these gullible targets and to keep Kashmir and Punjab on the boil. This way, that way. And don't forget, we have a K2 desk, K for Khalistan, K for Kashmir. So now, even at the ISI level, it is divided into 2 brigadiers who are looking into it. There's one more unit called JI unit. What does it do? JI unit is specifically focused on politicians, only on politicians. They are trying to establish who are the politicians, who are the political parties, who are the people close to politicians, who are the people close to Indian establishment, who are the people who have access to the centers of power. Now, these people have to be entrapped. Honey trapping or payroll, honey trapping or payroll, honey trapping or payroll. But in India or world over, they maximum use honey trapping because nobody is a sellout here. 99.99% of, or 99.999% Indians are not sellout. So honey trapping, making your videos, getting you favors and all, that is the name of the game. That is the unit number 3. Right? So we have talked about this JIX, we have talked about this North, and we have talked about this Joint Intelligence Unit, where then even political party workers, some prominent media personalities, some prominent opinion makers, they are targeted by this 3rd unit. And then comes the main unit. Unit number 412, unit number 412. What does unit number 412 do? Unit number 412 is headed by a captain or a major ranking officer. It is based out of Hyderabad, especially Sindh. Now what they are doing, they are recruiting good-looking girls, good-looking Pakistani girls. Now these good-looking girls are recruited. They are trained in Hindi, they are trained in English, they are given basic training of internet, everything, given access to internet and all. Asked to make free fake IDs, asked to go and hit the internet, asked to do a lot of things. Now these women are usually, 99% of them are Muslim, they use fake names. Even 0.1 can be even Hindu, some Hindu girls are used because out of compulsion, will kill you, will shoot you, because it's Pakistan, remember. Now these girls are trained specially to kind of infiltrate. Now this JIX, the first unit I talked about, when I talked to the list, of government officers, army officers, and people like DRDO and all, where the list is given. It's given to this Unit 412. After that, Unit 412 tries to do the honey trap. So even this North, this joint intelligence operations in North, they even might have a list which will come to 412. Even the list of the joint intelligence wherein politicians and political workers and influencers are on the target, again the list might come to Unit 412. So this Unit 412 will go and target who matters, however it matters, whichever way it matters. So possibly Sachin would be also targeted by Unit 412. And the captain and the major who is heading it is based in Hyderabad, Sindh. I don't know the name, but soon I'll have the name. So, and in Pakistan they can have fake names as well, but I know the rank. This is how the operation goes. Not on that. I'll take you to the next level, which will send the chill down your spine. Hold your hearts together. Hold your hearts together. I'll tell you what I'm going to reveal now. Unit 412 has one more function. Unit 412, these girls are sent to houses, which are ISI controlled. And in interior of that house, here is very important. In interior of that house, you might even make a room look like a Hindu household, with a Chota Mandir, with a Bajrangbali picture, with a Mata Lakshmi picture, with a Hindu color. A room might be made look like that. So if a girl might say, oh, I'm a Pakistani girl, I'm a Hindu girl, I'm being targeted, I'm being this, you get sympathetic. Sir, please help me. My name is Seema, for example. So this girl at times has even claimed that she is Seema and she's a Hindu. Now, earlier she said she converted. We don't know what she is. So now this Seema might be asked to target somebody near the strategic military installation, look for a Noidawala Sachin or somebody and target him. So even the get-up might look as Hindu, the get-up might look like a Sanatani, but the girl 99.9% is not Hindu and Sanatani. 0.1% chance she is, and she is doing it for ISI because her family and all is threatened. So this is what Unit 412 does. So two specialized things. One is the high-profile targets, and one is even the low-profile targets, wherein you use a Hindu name, where you use a Hindu surrounding, and you target them. And not only that, what I would even come to know is that this Seema, so-called, might be arrested soon. It's on the cards because you are infiltrated country. The revelations today are, these 3, 4, 5 modules which are a part of ISI. JIX, J North, JI, which is intelligence politicians, and then Unit 412 list given by the above 3, and Unit 412, which is doing the run-of-the-mill tapping at the any level. So, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my brothers, this is what is happening. So, what you see, Sachin, is a victim, shikar of Unit 412. And JIX will know about it, JN will know about it, and JI, Joint Intelligence. They will all know about it. So, there are brigadier level people of ISI who are running it. And there's a captain who manages the unit. And this all-female brigade is unleashed. So some of them are unleashed as YouTubers, some of them are used as making reels on the Instagram, TikToks and all, and some of them are unleashed as this. Now the idea would be to infiltrate India with thousands of Seemas and get them into households, and make them mix into a society wherein after some time you can't even trace them, you can't even know who they are. And we have only got one Seema. How do I know there are not 5,000 Seemas? How do I know there are not 50,000 Seemas? And eventually such Seemas and such Sunils, which are fake names, eventually might turn up to be the sleeper cell components. And sleeper cell modules start coming into existence with the local support and local patronage. So what we are looking at is a much bigger disaster. It is not Kahani Seema ki and Veer Zara. And don't forget pictures like Veer Zara, and all are giving them also some kind of intellectual cover fire. Because this Pakistan ki galiyon ki hawa, Lahore ke kulche, Amritsar ki galiya, this is all, so Shri sir, sorry to use a bad word, this is all bullshit. There is nothing called Pakistan friendship. There is nothing called friends with Pakistan. They are running Ghazwa-e Hind. They want you to bleed by 1,000 cuts. The country is based on Hindu hatred, India hatred, and even they don't spare the Muslims of India. I mean, Hindu will be the first target, Muslim will be the second target. That is as simple as that. So I'm not saying that, it's only about the Hindus. So when they start asking how many mosques you have, I get worried. Why do you want to know how many mosques do I have in my village? Tumhara kya kaam? What is your business there? Do we ask how many mandirs you have there? Now, so why are these 10 out of 8, YouTubers females? Why are they targeting the India? Why, if a person like Sachin can be targeted, anybody can be targeted. If a Seema can infiltrate a Greater Noida house, any number of Seemas would have, or would possibly in the future infiltrate. So I kind of end my talk on here. I would love to have your questions and take as many of them as possible. I've given you the 5 new revelations on the show as promised, sir. And so, idea is be aware, be aware, be aware, be cautious, be cautious, be cautious. That's all my hand-folded request. Nobody is not the target. And enemy agents do not look alien. They don't have ears like Peter Parker, and they don't have horns here. So don't look for
features.
don't look like one with a hat and a black overcoat wearing sunglasses in a bright Delhi sunny day. Enemy agents are not like, they only are in pictures. Real life agent, possible. We're talking about one. Sir.
So 2 things that I want to observe. No questions, just observations for what Sumitji just said. One is, remember guys, growing up, I used to always admire how Surf used to advertise their products. So they will say, "Magar surf hi kyun?" Because Nirma was, I think, significantly lower in price. And Lalita ji will come and say, "Achhe cheez mein aur saste cheez mein fark hota hai." You have to remember that you have to understand that if somebody is being extremely friendly, some things don't add up. There is an intuition about being Hindu. Okay, it runs in our blood. 70, 75, 80 years, jo bhi ho. I mean, you can recite Hanuman Chalisa. Many of us can. Even if it is with some errors, we'll still be able to recite that. So these are markers that you need to look for. So, Magar surf hi kyun? Magar Sachin hi kyun? Right? This question, Sumitji has answered. That is that the infiltration is now planned to go into the Aam population. 4 kids, 18 years, they all become voters. Sleeper cells are a definite possibility.
This is long-time mushrooming, long-time grooming. That's how moles are placed. We have been, it's that lawyer and the vigilant UP police, the Noida police, which have done a fantastic job and deserve all the congratulations, is because that we are talking about this. Otherwise, sir, how do we even know?
So there is a heightened sense of perception amongst many of the law and order agencies. They are understanding the threats that India is facing. So we will keep you posted on this. But certainly, I think, Sumitji, you've done a fantastic job uncovering something that was, disconnected dots. You are the first one to connect all the dots and say, this is what really happened. And now we have to wait and see if she's going to get arrested or if she's going to be repatriated back. What happens to the kids? I'm sure the Supreme Court will suddenly open their doors at midnight to allow these petitions, which their wisdom is amazing. They haven't solved some of the problems of MSME for the last 14 years, but for this they'll open the... Anyway, that is their prerogative. We can't say anything more about that. Let's go on to some questions now. Sumitji, thank you once again, and let's take a few questions.
We can take as many as we have time, and I will encourage everybody to send their questions. We'll try to round in maximum. I'll be short and precise.
Rahul Rathod wants to know, why to blame others when we have huge clowns and we are losing our values, and especially in rural areas, boys and girls have affairs at a young age and run away, don't respect elders, etc. Your views, sir?
Sir, I'll only say, Rahulji, one thing. Westernization or modernization does not mean it's either or, right? You can wear a t-shirt or a jeans, but you can be as Sanatani as anybody else. So unless and until you love your culture, you love your roots, and you are able to communicate this, जो हमारे यहाँ बोलते हैं चलता है, this चलता है attitude has killed a lot of things. कोई गाल नहीं जी, चलता है, चलता है. This चलता है has to stop चलना, and we have to stick to our roots. If any civilization is not proud about their roots and their culture, they are bound to disintegrate, and we are seeing this as a natural outcome of that.
Next question, please. Prashant Sundar wants to know, this is what happens when Hindus are divided along all possible lines and Muslims know exactly how to vote.
Sundarji, namaskar. I have been always saying, na mujhe states ke naam sunai dete, na dikhai dete. Hindustan, Hindu or Om, that should be the only identity. As long as we are divided in this Telugu, Tamil, Jad, Brahman, Khetri, Dalit, Kurmi, and ye Bengali, ye Madrasi, ye Kashmiri. Now that is the devil's recipe of divide and rule. The Hindus have to unite, and we have to be proud of our culture. I have to be proud of it. I was traveling a couple of days back. I'll give you an instance. A few days back, I was traveling. She said it's very interesting. And I was traveling to a nearby place. And I was wearing a trouser, my shoes. I was wearing a kurta, khadi ka kurta and a jacket. And possibly on the whole of Delhi airport terminal, I was the only one wearing a kurta and a jacket. You can imagine what I'm talking about. Everybody was wearing those t-shirts, Tommies and all. So I have no offense for that. But this culture, nobody was wearing. So, when you have to go out, it means a jeans and a t-shirt and a shirt. I mean, if the culture is depleting so fast, God save us.
Wearing khadi is so comfortable on your skin.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, kurta is a part of our culture. Why are we running away from it? Dhoti is a part of our culture. Why are we running away from it?
Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskar ji, an important issue is the ease with which they are getting their Aadhar cards. Shouldn't the government be investigating this and prosecuting responsible officials? That doesn't seem to be happening.
Rangaji, Namaskaram sir, in this case, I can bet you one thing, it's a fake Aadhar card. If you have to verify Aadhar card, how do they verify it? Or maybe they are given fake Indian passports, we don't know. They use some Indian valid ID to enter India. So a fake Aadhar will tell you a male aged, let's say 50 to 60 with an ending number of this much. That's only what a verification site will tell you. Now the problem is, in that bracket, the people who are involved are masters of this game. They are possibly ISI was involved. Now they would have exactly identified a bracket, they will identify a number, they would have exactly printed one and given it to them. The question is, imagine if that lawyer friend of ours would have not alerted the police. Imagine if the police would have not swung in the action. Imagine if the media would have not covered. Imagine people like us don't talk about it, because on a TV debate you get in whole debate 5 minutes to talk, in 4 minutes to talk. Now I need 45 minutes to join the dots to connect. So I have to go into digital media and explain everything. So this is our zeal, our attempt to make people aware. What I'm trying to get across the point is, I'm not bothered about one Seema, sir, will handle her. I am bothered about, I don't know how many Seemas or Salims are there. I don't know how many Seemas or Sulins have infiltrated. That is what is baffling my imagination. I cannot fathom this thought. How many of them could have already been there, which we don't know. Remember, this lady was under the radar for 2 months. And you see the amount of trading, perfect.
Iron Man wants to know, isn't it a huge security lapse of Indian intelligence? Why India Intel is not taking action on Aadhar mafia in Nepal? Don't we have the capacity to carry mission in Nepal? China bhi angle ho sakta hai na? China is very active in Nepal. Iron Man, there are lots of people who don't want India to succeed. Please go ahead, sir.
No, you're absolutely right, sir. The issue is, it's not only Nepal. It can be China. It can be even Chinese intelligence. And I don't know who else are involved. How do I know that, for example, I'm not trying to be devil's advocate here. How do I know that somebody from any other intelligence agency has not helped? There are a lot of friends of India who are not friends of India. There are a lot of people who are not very good at India. There are a lot of friends, I don't know, maybe Bangladesh is involved. Maybe, Iranian intelligence is involved. I don't know who else is involved. So ISI has its affiliates. ISI has its partners. It's not only Nepalese. I don't want to blame Nepalese. I want to blame, that's why I told you ISI has still a working route from Nepal. And whatever they have built in 65 years, sir, cannot be dismantled. And the terrain is such, even you can, kind of evade the law. You can, Jharna, Nadi, Nala, Pahad, you can even give a slip somewhere. So the question is, if we are not aware, such Seemas will start coming in. Because I was zapped when I saw a Pakistani YouTuber, a lady asking a question. Then when somebody comes in your neighborhood, do people ask questions? Why does she need to ask this question? And there was one person from India who was trying to answer her. I mean, why do you need to ask me this question? You are testing the waters. Is Seema the test case? Is Seema and the test case are seeing how vigilant we are? Do our systems work? I don't know. Or she is the 50,000 or 5,000 case or 3,000 case. I don't know. Imagine the 140 crore people. How easy it is to merge and lakh people in this. It will not take a lot of effort, sir. You are handling a country of 1.440 crore people. 1,50,000. And with device we have, and with the infighting we have in this country and with the political dramabazi we have going on, how did Rohingyas enter India? How still infiltration is happening in West Bengal? How did Rohingyas get voter cards and Aadhaar cards? This happens. I mean,
Thank you, 𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙥. And next question, please. Satyam Thakur wants to know, send her back? She should be made to admit and name ISI. Expose her by internationalizing the issue, how Pakistan sacrifices children. We should leverage the situation to our advantage and then jail.
Shriramji, Abhi, what we are discussing here, for this case, Seema, be best assured, whatever has to be done, the law will do that. We are not bringing up Seema. I'm not interested in Seema. Neither is Sri, sir. We are trying to build on PGurus and what people like you have really given us support here on our Hindi hangout was the awareness. We are worried about the awareness because awareness is the only way we can protect our homes. If this is the amount of infiltration happening, if 4 kids can be sent around a woman and everything can be facilitated, then you can imagine how low can they scoop. It is not about one Seema. It is about how many such Seemas are there. How we have to really put our binoculars on and our microscopes, we have to really focus them and look around us and see if there is somebody suspicious, if somebody might be hiding anywhere. I mean, people have sent me a DM of a person who, I get a lot of DMs, by the way. People have sent me a DM of a person, he infiltrated from Kashmir and then he was seen as a ward boy in a Delhi hospital. Now, where do sleeper cells operate? How do sleeper cells operate? And imagine how many of them are we busting if only the Seema's case hit the fan. Then we know. I mean, there are thousands of people who are stopped every day, every month. But still some are able to sneak through. Now here the target is not a high-profile influencer or a politician or a journal or a colonel or a media personality. Here the target is common man, sir. Thakur Saab, I am trying to make you aware that even up to Noida wala Sachin, if he can be the target or if he can be used as an anchor, any of us can be used, especially if you're a government servant, your brother, mother, sister, wife, daughter, anybody is in a post of relevance or a position of relevance, you can be the one. How do we know? Ji.
Lutyens Media Chota Pig or Biryani wants to know, where does ISI get the money to do intelligence operations when Pakistan's economy and treasury are in doldrums?
Sir, it's a very old thing, sir. Pakistan's ISI does not get money from Pakistan government, does not get money from Pakistan army. By the way, Pakistan ISI has more budget than Pakistan army. You will tell me they have a $8 billion budget. How does ISI have more money? Narco dollar, taskari, flesh trade, human trafficking, kidnappings, extortion, targeted killings. They do everything. They're the biggest target organization on planet Earth, disguised as an intelligence agency. So it's not that Pakistan needs, ISI does not need money from Pakistan government. I have made this clear on various earlier hangouts as well. They have much more money at disposal than Pakistan army. And these covert ops, they justify by doing ki bhaiya, we have to do that because we have to fund ourselves.
Next question, please. Mr. Barani wants to know, is it possible for India to not have open border with neighbors, instead have a visa on arrival or check one's passport at port of entry, maybe also give serious funds to the customs at these ports?
You see, the important is, Mr. Barani, is that we have all these mechanisms in place. Now we are coming with a chip-enabled passport. I think it will be launched in Bangalore, or it is being launched as we talk. So with that chip-enabled passport, these all things will come to a limit. Now we have everything linked to Aadhar, so things are coming to a limit. If authorities want, they can check. So there are a lot of loopholes which are plugged, but there are still some loopholes which are not plugged. The main issue here is not the system. The main issue is the intention. Is intention penetrating the last household of India? That is what is worrying me. That is what is baffling me.
Srikant Iyer wants to know, I'm an OCI with US passport and I'm struggling to get Aadhaar card for real estate transactions. How can someone get fake Aadhaar cards?
Ayyaji, namaskar. Sir, you as a normal citizen, as a patriot, are suffering, and there might be a lot of hiccups here and there. So these people don't come through a system. ISI does it for them. Yes, it's the ISI. I mean, it's the ISI. That's why I was narrating the whole.
This question is the dead giveaway that the whole thing was fabricated, right?
Yeah, this is all ISI. And how can a woman be trained? She can face media, she can shut up the husband, she can manage visas, transactions, laptops, mobiles, delete the chat, apply visas, manage hotels, move with the 4 kids, and yet under the radar. Well. It's not so easy.
Aham Brahmasmi wants to know, Namaskar, Sriji, Sumitji. So apparently the women and children are out on bail. The courts have been kind to her. Any idea what's the way forward?
Sir, the courts have been kind to her because incidentally the Indian system is based on bail, not jail. So by the police is doing the investigations, they are doing all the due diligence. As per my sources, it is most likely she'll be arrested soon. That is what my sources tell me, because things are not matching up. And after a lot of media hue and cry, after citizens like you and me are really got involved, so it's something which authorities are taking quite seriously.
Thank you so much, Narayan P, for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, Shashi Sharma ji. 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙤 wants to know why our government is giving any importance at all for this honey trap when we have DRDO type cases as examples.
𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪, the government is giving full importance. People are monitored. People are given trainings. People are told everything. But क्या करें? ये दिल है कि मानता नहीं है. दिल तो बच्चा है. क्या करूं? I mean, no, there is no device which can control this heart. Your only iron will and staunch patriotism can control your heart and mind. But there are some people who, unfortunately, some of us, 99.999%, but 0.001% lose this control. Either money or honey trap is the things what they work. And to tell you the truth, as per some source of mine, even the 40% of the permanent members to the United Nations have been honey trapped by Pakistani. They run it at a full scale. That's why I was narrating these modules. How do these modules work? There's JIX, JN, JI, Unit 412 and all. Why did I tell you this? Because this is how organized it is. It's a full-fledged industry there. It's not one odd thing here and there. It's a goddamn, I want to live in my language. It's a goddamn industry at work where they're using the females. And I've been making people cautious about these Pakistani YouTubers. I mean, they're no different. They're part of the same game. ISPR. They all work for ISPR. I know, for example, I know one particular YouTuber lady is given a task. I know it will reach her somehow or there, to infiltrate Indian institutions through strategic people. I even know that. So if these people think we don't know anything, hum tumhare baap hain. We are the papa. You were born out of us. Papa knows always better. Papa is always smarter. Remember that. We're playing, at times we play with you so that you feel excited that you are managing the game. It's not. You are arguing game 4 times, we whacked you, we put them 3 feet under the ground. Don't underestimate us. We know what we are doing. And we are staunch patriots here. This land is not a piece of land for us. We have 2 mothers, biological mother and Mother India. That is our loyalty to the land. That is what this land means to us. It's a mother. And remember that for good. I'm giving this message to Pakistan. I know they watched your show, sir. So they will get the message.
Of course. Thank you so much, Sumit ji. And viewers, will be back in half an hour's time, where we'll be covering in Hindi a lot of the developments that we talked about in English just now, as well as the politics behind the Videocon Foxconn deal. Very interesting stuff. How many people don't want that thing to happen? What is going to go forward? I believe I've heard something else beyond what is seeing, what is visible to you. There's a lot of other constructive stuff going on. Modi ji is also in France. And you may have seen my conversation with Francois in the morning. We talked about the trip, why EU wants to pass a sanction against India for the situation in Manipur. Lot of people, sabki jali hui hai. But that's all I can say. Mirchi lagi to mirchi lagi.
Sir, mujhe lagta we have to send Bernal now at a global consignments.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. And namaskar. And we'll be back again very shortly.
Namaskar, pranam, sadhuvat. Thanks to all.